All right, welcome into Prop 5 here in the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Turn the notifications on. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick. And at 5 Reasons Sports, I got David Eversole. You can follow him at David W. Eversole. Make sure you use the code 5 when you download Prize Picks or get it from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store or from prizepicks.com. You put down $5 after using the code 5 and they give you 50. So it's a 10-to-1 match, fully guaranteed promo funds. You can play them on whatever you want. Also, they've got some great promos on there. They've got this NFL thing now with Caleb Williams, where you can use him as one of your squares over half a passing yard for the entire season. So you can play that. There's a discounted Jalen Milroe prop today. We'll talk about that one a little bit. And then they've got this one, which they just added, which is if you play college football today, at least one college football prop in your $20 lineup, square, not prop. They're handing you a $20 free NFL lineup to use for week 1. So basically play college football today, and then if you don't hit it, well, you can try to make it back or go further on the NFL coming up next weekend. All right, David, let's get to it. The huge game today is the one that is actually the one that people in our area care about. Gators and Canes up at the Swamp. Our guys at Six Rings Canes very confident today. Our guy Vishnu, he's got the Canes undefeated. I don't know about that, but I questioned him a little bit on that one. But if they win this game, people will start talking about it. And they've got a new quarterback, Cam Ward. You like a Cam Ward prop?
Yeah, I like actually this half a rush receiving one right here. He had 8 rushing touchdowns last year. He's not a big yardage guy on the ground, but I could see them being in a situation where he could get a rushing touchdown and short yardage for sure. I think Mario's going to want to try to run the ball. It's a 3:30 game up there. Miami's got the it's a whiteout in the Swamp, and the Hurricanes have the white jerseys. So I just feel like the stars are aligned for Miami in this game, but they got to be smart. They can't turn the ball over. So I don't really over 262.5. I mean, I definitely think he can get there, but I feel like they're going to lean on the running game a little bit more than that. I still think he's going to have a great game, though.
Now, what do you see on the Gators side? Anything?
I mean, they're going to have to throw the ball, I think, to keep up with Miami. And it could be a decent day for Graham Mertz. I like this Goblin over 199.5. I think they're going to have to throw the ball in the second half if Miami's ahead. It's only a 2.5 point spread for the Hurricanes, so it projects to be a close game. I might like Borregales in the kicking game over 6.5 points for Miami as well. But Miami's got to come out sharp early and just try to put some distance on the Gators and pull away from them in the second half. But I'm looking for good things from the Hurricanes today on the road with a solid test, because most of the big games are next week. There's a handful of good games, but most of the games today in week 1 tend to be lopsided. So this is probably one of the closer games.
Would you play Graham Mertz over the 243.5?
I just take the safer play. With him, you never know if the game's going to break. If they're behind, there's no first half, second half up right now. So, I would probably just go with the safer Goblin play if I was going to play anybody with Mertz.
All right, and the one that I want to mention here is this Milroe prop for people who are not familiar with it. So you can play this up to $25. Bama plays Western Kentucky tonight, and they've got a Jalen Milroe prop for half a passing yard. So we want to make sure you guys know that, because you can pair that with anything else. I'm looking at some of the rest of the Canes plays for those who may want to get into it. You mentioned, you mentioned Borregales, 6.5 kicking points. I just wonder. So what do we got to do there? Basically, a couple field goals, and 2 touchdowns, and a touchdown, or what? Or I guess 3 Well,
2 field goals and an extra point.
Yeah. I guess an extra point. I guess you could play that. What do you think about the receivers here? Restrepo, 87.5 receiving yards. You're going to lean on him, right?
They are, but I mean, I think they're also going to want to kind of spread the ball out a little bit, and they're going to want to run the ball a little bit. Okay. So I like the safer plays. I like Jacoby George's Goblin right here at 49.5. And I also like him. I like his Demon on the half. If you want to go aggressive, I take the Cam Ward rush. I take
Hmm.
the Colby George 0.5 on the touchdowns there. But Restrepo, I think maybe if there was a fantasy score on him, which I didn't see.
Yeah, I'm looking at Restrepo. So basically, it's 87.5 receiving yards, half a rushing or receiving touchdown, and then 6.5 receptions. So that's those. See, the 6.5 receptions is interesting to me, but
Mm.
I don't know that Ward's going to rely on. I literally like Van Dyke wouldn't look at anybody else.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Um,
saying.
yeah, so that's that may change here a little bit today. So I'm not entirely sure that that's the direction that that would go. So Restrepo, 6.5 receptions. Also, Mark Fletcher, half a rushing or receiving touchdown is
Mm.
interesting. Is interesting. We saw at the end of last season he started to pick it up there a little bit. All right, so that's some of what we like here. Again, look at the Milroe prop. Play college football today because again, you're going to get that NFL lineup that's just handing it to you for next week for the 20
I
bucks.
like.
We're going to have a lot of stuff coming. Go ahead.
I was going to say there's Georgia Clemson, and Clemson's 11.5 point dog at
Mhm.
Georgia. I think they've been 3-0 in the last 3 games when they've been a 10.5 point dog against the spread, 10 points or
Okay.
more. So I think they're going to keep it close in this game, closer than 11.5. And I like Cade Klubnik over 190.5 on the
Okay.
passing
All right.
yards because if they're going to stay close, they're going to have Georgia's obviously a high power team, so they're going to have to throw the
I
ball. Clemson's defense is good though. Clemson's
yeah,
defense is legit.
I like that one actually. Hold on, let me find the clue. That's I also kind of like on the there's a couple plays in the Georgia slide I like as well, though I can't find them as we're speaking here. So we'll have to everybody check the board afterwards. But use the code 5FIVE. I'm going to go over on Ward's passing yards, by the way, too. I understand that you're saying they're going to try to run the ball more, but I just feel like the way they've been hyping him in camp, I think they're going to let him loose
I,
a little bit
I
more
would
today.
love
And
nothing more than a statement game, like to reclaim the state of Florida. I mean,
I
FSU took a shot in week 1. We beat
yep,
Florida. I mean, here we go. We
right.
can, and we just don't
I,
stop.
Well, it gets soft after this. I mean, that's the thing, and then you start getting later in the year, and then we were talking about possibly the Louisville game cropping up and getting them. But
Mm.
we'll see which one it is. I'm never inclined to say the U is back because I did that before. We had a watch party for the LSU opener. What was it, 5 years ago? And then what was it? They lost by 30, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's the end of it for me. All right, thanks to David. Make sure that you get in there. Use all these promos. Code 5. That's the key to this at prizepicks.com.